everybody, I'm the Gulf Coast Granny and welcome to my kitchen table. Today is a pretty special day for me, and it's kind of hard to put into words and explain unless you've been there, but a year ago today I was at death's door because I was having a heart attack. I remember praying while I was waiting for the paramedics saying, "Lord, if I have to die, let me go before they get here because I don't want to wake up with broke ribs." And that's just silly. But in my defense, I was having a heart attack and I had a clogged artery, and arteries take blood to where it's supposed to go, and I probably wasn't getting any blood to my brain, and that's why I was thinking like that. But I'm really grateful to be alive today. Really grateful. There's so many things that I would have missed just this year if I hadn't called for help that day. I get to wake up every day and see my kids off to school, which is a big part of my life. I love doing that for them, making breakfast for them and packing their lunches. I never really thought about it before, but I don't take it for granted now. My daughter just turned 15 and she got her permit in August, and I would have missed that. I just had a new grandbaby in July. I would have missed seeing him and getting to know him and, being his granny. And my granddaughter Millie, she's outgrown her favorite pair of shoes. So I went on the internet with her yesterday and we picked out a new pair of shoes for her that her mama wouldn't let her have. So I wouldn't be able to spoil her. I wouldn't be able to wake up and see my husband every day. Of course, I could have avoided this whole COVID issue. But really, it's in the big scheme of things, even that's not so serious, considering where I've been. And I know I would have missed working in my garden. No matter where I ended up, I would have missed working in my garden. I've stared death in the face twice in my lifetime. The first time I was in a very serious car accident when I was 16. I broke my leg in 4 places, almost lost my leg. The doctors put me back together, and my father still to this day reminds me of how lucky I am to be alive, let alone walking. But that accident taught me to always be where I say I'm going to be and to always be on time, which are valuable lessons, especially for a young person. And of course, last year when I had the heart attack, I knew it was serious. When you think heart attack, you just automatically think somebody's going to die. I did. I always thought that was probably one of the most fatal things that can happen to somebody. I even used to tell people that had kids, hey, don't take your kids to the emergency room when they've got a cold or a fever. Emergency rooms are for gunshots and heart attacks. Well, it was my turn to be in the emergency room that day. I'm extremely grateful for the doctor who saved my life, but I also know that it was the luck of the draw that I got him. He wasn't my cardiologist. I didn't even have one. He was on call that day and he took care of me, and he did a good job. But he told me that I was the one that saved my life because I recognized the symptoms and I got help quickly. And that's one of the things I want to talk to y'all about today is the symptoms, especially for ladies. I was very lucky in the fact that my doctor told me I had almost every single symptom that there was to have of a heart attack. And I told him it's because God knows how hard-headed I am, and he knew that if he didn't give me all those symptoms, by goodness, I wouldn't have gone to the doctor. I guess I had to have it scared into me to call 911, and it worked. So I'm going to tell you guys what symptoms I had, and I just want to say that if you ever have any symptoms or a combination of the symptoms I had, or you think that you might be having symptoms, please don't hesitate to call for help. For about a month before my heart attack, my left shoulder hurt quite a bit, off and on. And I didn't think anything of it. My husband and I had been moving the 2 weeks prior, and I just thought that I had slung a box the wrong ways. The weekend before I had my heart attack, I had gone to my daughter's band competition where there were bleachers, and we sat in the stands and watched the show. Well, getting up those bleachers was very difficult. I was really short of breath, and I didn't realize what was going on. Well, that was on a Saturday, and I had the heart attack on a Tuesday. That morning, I felt fine. I was a little gassy, but I was fine. The house was a mess because there were boxes everywhere from moving, and I decided to get away from the mess and go outside and go for a walk. Well, when it first started, my thumb was hurting, and the center of my hand right here really hurt. And I can't explain the pain. I can just tell you it was kind of severe. It's not something that had been sore. It came on suddenly. So I kept walking, and the pain kept creeping up my arm, and by the time it got to my shoulder, I had a lot of pressure. It felt like somebody had wrapped a fire hose around my chest and started pulling. And then the center of my chest started burning like it was on fire. By the time I got back to my house, I was extremely nauseous. I was extremely lightheaded, almost to the point of fainting, and sweating profusely. And it was probably at that point where I was having a hard time thinking clearly. I know when I called 911, I was having an extremely hard time forming words and putting thoughts to words. I remember that being very, very difficult for me. But I'm alive today because I knew what the symptoms of a heart attack were, and I did not hesitate to call for help. I got to the hospital in time for the doctor to save my life. So my advice to anybody who thinks that they're having a heart attack, especially the ladies. Men seem to have more severe and more sudden symptoms. I don't know why, except for the fact that we are just naturally different from each other. But ladies, don't wait. Don't lay down to take a nap thinking that you'll feel better when you wake up. Because if I had done that, my son would have come home and found me dead. And I know that's a lady's instinct. We never want to take care of ourselves. We're always so busy taking care of everybody else. And we don't have time to be sick. And we don't have time, So whatever you do, get help. A heart attack will not go away by itself. I don't know what I'm going to do to celebrate tonight, but I think I need to. It's been a crazy year, but I am so happy that I'm still here to experience it. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you again real soon, all right?